In the bustling suburbs of a typical American town, just outside Atlanta, Georgia, lived a 24-year-old firecracker named Mia Thompson. Mia was the kind of girl who turned every boring weekend into chaos with her infectious energy, wild curly hair that always seemed to have a mind of its own, and a laugh so loud it could wake up the neighbors 3 houses down. She worked as a barista at a local coffee shop during the day, but her real talent? Pranking the absolute hell out of her friends, boyfriend, and anyone unlucky enough to cross her path on a slow Tuesday. Her crew, best friend Sarah, boyfriend Jake, roommate Tyler, and a rotating cast of cousins and college buddies, had learned the hard way that when Mia got that mischievous glint in her eye, it was time to brace for impact. This particular weekend, though, Mia was planning something epic, something that would leave everyone stunned, screaming, and eventually rolling on the floor in laughter. It started innocently enough with a group chat message on Friday night. "Y'all coming over tomorrow for game night? I got snacks and surprises, smiling face with Warren's dot." Little did they know the surprises were about to turn their world upside down. Saturday afternoon rolled around, and the house was buzzing. Jake arrived first, tall, laid back, with that easy smile that made Mia fall for him 2 years ago at a Braves game. He carried a 6-pack of craft beer and immediately started setting up the living room for beer pong on the coffee table. Sarah showed up next, arms full of chips, dip, and a suspicious-looking gift bag. "Mia, if this is another one of your surprise nights where you fake a ghost or something, I'm out," she warned, but her grin betrayed her excitement. Tyler, the chill roommate who paid half the rent and never complained about Mia's late-night baking sessions, wandered in from his room in sweatpants, already munching on leftover pizza. The group settled in, music playing low, laughter filling the air as they reminisced about past disasters, like the time Mia convinced Jake she was pregnant with triplets just to see him faint. Spoiler, he didn't faint, but he did drop his phone in the toilet. Mia waited until everyone was relaxed, drinks in hand, before she struck phase 1. She excused herself to the kitchen, claiming she needed to grab more ice. Instead, she slipped into the hallway closet, where she'd hidden her secret weapon, a full-body inflatable T-Rex costume she'd ordered online 3 weeks earlier. She wrestled into it, the ridiculous green arms flailing, the tiny legs making her waddle like a drunk penguin. The head was massive, with cartoonish teeth and beady eyes. She could barely see through the mesh, but that was part of the fun. Heart pounding with excitement, she waited for the perfect moment. Back in the living room, the group was deep into a heated round of Cards Against Humanity. Jake was winning, cracking up at his own filthy card combo. Sarah was protesting. Tyler was half asleep on the couch. Then came the sound. Slow, heavy footsteps thumping down the hallway. Thump, thump, thump. Everyone froze. "What the hell is that?" Jake asked, lowering his beer. Sarah's eyes widened. "Mia? That you messing around?" No answer. Just more thumping, closer now. The door to the living room creaked open slowly, and in lumbered the T-Rex, Mia inside, arms waving wildly, letting out a guttural "ROOR!" that sounded more like a congested dinosaur with a cold. The room exploded. Jake yelped and fell backward off his chair, spilling beer everywhere. Sarah screamed so loud the neighbors probably called the cops. Tyler shot up, eyes bugging out, yelling, "What in the actual foo?" Mia charged forward, tiny arms flailing, roaring again. Jake scrambled behind the couch, peeking over like he was in Jurassic Park. "Babe? Is that you? Oh my God, I thought we were getting robbed by a lizard." Sarah was on the floor laughing so hard she couldn't breathe, pointing at Tyler, who was frozen in place, mouth open. Mia finally ripped off the head, her face red and sweaty, tears streaming from laughing. "Gotcha! You guys should have seen your faces. Jake, You literally dove like a scared cat. They spent the next 20 minutes replaying the moment on Jake's phone. He'd somehow managed to record it while panicking. The group howled at the footage, Jake's dramatic fall, Sarah's high-pitched shriek that could shatter glass, Tyler's deer-in-headlight stare. Mia basked in the glory, high-fiving everyone. But she wasn't done. Oh no! Phase 2 was brewing. After things calmed down, and they cleaned up the beer-soaked carpet, Mia suggested they move to the backyard for some fresh air and s'mores around the fire pit. Everyone agreed, still buzzing from the T-Rex attack. The night was perfect, crisp fall air, stars out, crickets chirping. Jake helped build a fire, while Sarah roasted marshmallows. Tyler cracked open another beer, still muttering about how he almost had a heart attack. Mia slipped away again, this time grabbing her phone and a small Bluetooth speaker she'd hidden in the bushes earlier. She'd spent the previous week recording creepy sound effects, distant screams, chains rattling, low growls, even a fake police siren. She synced the speaker to her phone and hit play from inside the house, peeking through the window. The backyard went silent as the first low growl echoed from the darkness. Everyone looked around. "You hear that?" Sarah whispered. Jake stood up, fire poker in hand like a weapon. Another growled louder. Then chains. Then a woman's scream cut through the night. Tyler dropped his marshmallow stick. "Yo, that's not funny. Who's out there?" Mia cranked the volume. The fake siren wailed. Police lights weren't flashing, but the sound was convincing enough. Panic set in. Jake grabbed Sarah's arm. "Babe, get inside!" Tyler was already bolting toward the door. Sarah was torn between laughing and freaking out. "This has Mia written all over it, but what if it's not?" They huddled by the back door, hearts racing, when Mia stepped out onto the porch, phone in hand, dying laughing. "Surprise round 2. Y'all were about to run to Canada." Jake threw his hands up. "Me? You're evil. Pure evil." But he was cracking up too, pulling her into a hug while fake scolding her. Sarah punched her arm playfully. "I hate you so much right now." Tyler just shook his head. "I'm moving out. For real this time." The night rolled on with more stories, more laughs, more roasting marshmallows, and roasting Mia for her prank skills. But Mia had one final trick up her sleeve, the grand finale she'd been planning for weeks. Earlier that day, while everyone was distracted, she'd swapped out the labels on a bunch of soda cans in the cooler. Most were normal, but a few were filled with a mix of soda and Mentos she'd carefully prepped, with plastic wrap to delay the explosion. She waited until Jake grabbed one, popped it open, and took a swig. The reaction was instant. Foam erupted like a volcano, spraying Jake from head to toe. He stood there, drenched, eyes wide in shock. "What the?" Everyone burst out laughing again. Sarah pointed. "Your face. It's like a Mentos commercial gone wrong." Tyler filmed it on his phone. Jake wiped foam from his eyes, glaring at Mia. "You are dead." But he chased her around the yard, both laughing hysterically, until he caught her and tackled her into the grass, covering her in sticky foam too. As the night wound down, the group sat around the dying fire, exhausted but happy. Faces hurt from smiling, sides ached from laughing. Jake pulled Mia close. "You're insane, you know that?" She grinned. "But you love it." Sarah nodded. "We really do. Even when you scare the crap out of us." Tyler raised his beer. "To Mia, the craziest girl in Georgia. May your pranks never end, but maybe give us a warning next time." They clinked bottles, the fire crackling softly. Mia looked around at her favorite people, covered in foam, still giggling about the T-Rex, the sounds, the explosion. She felt that warm glow of pure joy, the kind that comes from knowing you created memories that'll be retold for years. Best night ever, she whispered. And as they headed inside, Jake whispered back, just wait till I get you back. Mia's eyes lit up. Game on.